Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining this Lions USA. And you're going to start hearing a lot about that. You're going to start seeing a lot about that and seeing the pride that we have in being members of Constitutional Area 1 Lions USA. So, welcome to Lions United Vision Week informational meeting. We're so pleased you could all join us here today. We all know we could be doing 10 or 15 other things, but we are very proud and we're very honored that you are able to join us here today. Now, you're going to start hearing a lot of Lions USA and what Lions USA is about. And this is going to be a new thing. It's going to be this is about grassroots Lions. Every single member in Constitutional Area 1, automatically you are a member of Lions USA. So let's start this off with a real quick video that talks about the mission of Lions USA. Daniel, if you could kick that off for us, that'd be awesome.
Welcome to Lions USA, a grassroots movement dedicated to inspiring and energizing Lionism in the United States. Every member of Lions in the United States and its affiliates is part of this powerful movement to make a difference.
Our mission is clear, and it's built on the foundation of service, leadership, and connection. Together, we'll work to support and augment Lions Club International's initiatives, striving to achieve positive change and growth.
Our mission is to expand and sustain an inclusive and thriving membership in every club, district, and multiple districts.
To build and promote a supportive network of Lions that drives positive change for a better tomorrow.
To cultivate and promote dynamic and forward-thinking Lion leaders.
To empower Lions to engage in humanitarian service projects, no matter how large or small.
And to inspire all Lions to serve and lead with integrity, conviction, and compassion.
Finally, to encourage fun, camaraderie, fellowship, and family as we grow and serve together.
Lions USA, united in service, leadership, and fellowship. Together, we're building a brighter future for all.
Well, we are excited to bring this to you. Now, I may not need an introduction. I'm just Lion Brian Sheehan, past international president. You saw Lion Vice President Mark Lyon on there, who's joining us here tonight. How you doing, Mark? And also PIP Lion Douglas Alexander, PIP Frank Moore, and also joining us were Lions Bruce Beck from Minnesota, Lion Ed Leicius from New Hampshire, Lion Ed Cordes from New York, Lion Gary Anderson from Michigan, and Lion Joyce Middleton from Massachusetts. And again, this is going to be something that you're going to see a lot of information on. By unifying our Lions in Constitutional Area 1 as Lions USA, we may benefit from some very common areas of interest and need. You start seeing this all over the world. You're seeing Lions of India, Lions of Canada. We have to be proud of what we are doing. So together, in unity, we're going to strengthen one another through shared best practices. We want to share our ideas back and forth. We want to enjoy pride and belonging. It's about time we get our pride back of how proud we are with Lions USA. We want to celebrate Lions and the work of Lions across our entire area. We want to bring about greater public awareness of us and our service. We want to provide networking and regional partnering opportunities. We want to identify regional resources to address the Lion issues that you may have. We want to come together to identify local service opportunities. This is about shouting from the rooftops the great things that we do in every single community across the United States. We want to support, aid, assist the efforts of our fabulous global action teams by adding excitement, publicity, engagement, vitality, new ideas, new voices to all things Lions. So with that, let me pass this over to Joyce Middleton. Joyce, tell us more.
Well, thank you, Lion Brian. What a great introduction to our event tonight. So far, there are a few areas of focus that have been identified by Lions USA for the Lions of the United States of America and affiliates for us to explore these things together and enjoy participating in. And those areas of focus that we've established are, of course, membership, and we'll be engaging with and invigorating our current membership while growing more clubs and helping our cities and our towns thrive. And the education group will be identifying and providing new learning opportunities of interest. The marketing group will be sharing ideas, doing collaborative work in promoting Lions, utilizing free publicity avenues and leveraging artificial intelligence to seek growth and service opportunities. And the advocacy group will be engaging with our area governments to promote the activities of Lions and the ways in which the boots on the ground can further improvements in our own communities. And last but not least, service. You are all here on the leading edge of Lions USA by being here tonight while the ink is still wet on the announcement about Lions US. And hopefully you're going to be taking part in our inaugural Lions USA nationwide service event celebrating Melvin Jones's birthday and honoring Helen Keller's challenge made to us 100 years ago to be part of the crusade against darkness. And we're going to start that off with that first event. And here to introduce that first event to you is Lion Ed Cordes. You all know him from the KidSight USA and the KidSight program that's actually around the world. So Lion Ed, could you start us off and talk about our first site event, the first of two service events that are going to be going on under the auspices of Lions USA. Lion Ed.
Well, thank you, Lion Joyce. Lions USA, we're calling Lions United Vision Site Events. LOVE, L-U-V, should be planned for the week of January 12th to January 19th. And we chose that week because it coincides with Melvin Jones' birthday. And we thought, what better way to celebrate his birthday and celebrate the inaugural service activity for Lions USA. In order to introduce that, we have a video that we're going to show that talks a little bit about the screening event that we're asking you to participate in. And if the video could be shown.
Welcome to Lions USA Vision Screening Training, which is designed for your vision screening needs. I am Dr. Gary Anderson, and I'm here today with Dr. Ed Cordes, and we're looking forward to giving you the tidbits and some direction on that vision screening.
Well, thank you, Gary. One of the most important things in starting vision screening is site selection. Could you give us some hints about how to select a site?
Well, there's many opportunities. Schools are a great facility to use where you have to go and talk to the administrators at the schools for that. Daycares, preschools, some religious schools. Also, if there's a public health fair going on, it's a great place to integrate and do a Lions vision screening. So there's many opportunities if you look around in your community. So when we pick these sites, Ed, how do you decide how big a room or the lighting needs? What do we do there?
Well, that's a really good question because you want a room that's big enough but not too big. And what do we mean by that? Well, I think you need to have a room minimum size that can have the subject that you're screening, the camera operator, and someone else besides that to kind of guide the children into the right spot so that they can be screened. I think also you need to have variable lighting because if you remember, when we're doing screening, the patient's pupil size has to be a minimum of 4 millimeters and a maximum of 8 millimeters. So if the pupils are too small, and the devices will tell you that, you can turn the lights down and open their pupils up a little bit. If your pupils are too big, you can turn the lights up and close them down a little bit. So I think those are important considerations for picking room size and lighting. Gary, what about the assignments? I just mentioned a couple of Lions involved. How many Lions should be involved in a screening like this?
Well, when you have one camera, it takes really 2 to 3 lions per camera to operate. So one is holding the camera and doing the measurements. The other is guiding the patient, the child, into position, and a third can be for doing the paperwork. You might have some more in terms of a bigger room if you have crowds for some other crowd control. But in terms of your initial planning, 2 to 3 lines per camera. So if you have 2 cameras, you'd have 6, and so on. There's paperwork to do, so you've got the extra lines to do that. But back to your room lighting. What happens, Ed, if you've got a room that you can't turn the lighting down? What are the options for that?
Good question. You can always shield their eyes if the lights above are getting in the way. You can also use non-polarized sunglasses if you're out in really bright light. You might have to tilt the glasses a little bit to avoid reflections. But if those pupils are just too small and you really need them bigger, you non-polarized. This is really important. Sunglasses, and then do the screening right through that. And they have to be no prescription sunglasses, by the way, just regular over-the-counter non-polarized glasses.
And I've actually seen in one instance that was in a big hall where it was very bright, and they used a canopy over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So the canopy there that just cut down on the overhead lighting, and it gives you enough pupil dilation. So there's some options wherever you go. So now to the nuts and bolts. How do you use the camera, Ed? How do we hold it? How do we position it? Can you show us and tell us what to do with the camera?
Yes, and I'm going to change my background so it makes it easier for the Lions looking at the video to see what we're doing. One of the things I need to point out is that there are 2 corporate sponsors that make these cameras for us. And one is Plus Optics, and the other one is Welsh Allen, who makes the Spot camera. Handling them both are exactly the same. The buttons are in slightly different positions, but the actual use of them is pretty much the same. I just happen to have a Plus Optics unit here, and that's what it looks like. So it's important to keep the camera level. You don't want to be shooting up on a really tall child. You don't want to be shooting down on a really short child. And it's important to keep it parallel like that to the eyes. So I happen to have a subject here. I asked the subject to come forward, and she has her little permission slip. And I see your name is Gail.
I am Gail.
And it says you are more than 6 years old.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you. So we make sure we have the right patient. And you see I'm holding the camera level. I'm not standing up and shooting down like this. And if she were tall, I'm not going to be shooting like that. You want to be 1 meter away, and the machines will tell you that. And you just back and forth like that, holding it very steady. And that's all there is to it. And you get a picture like that, and that says refer. And then you would refer, you would tell the school nurse or the agency administrator or the parent that this child needs to be referred through an eye doctor for professional care.
And you talk about referring and reporting to the agencies. So often in schools, we have to do some paperwork ahead of time. The paperwork needs to be handed out to the parents and sent to the parents so we can be done in the schools or even the daycare. And a public health agency often needs to have reports. So we have to make sure that when we do get the results, and the results are just refer or pass. Again, we never use the word fail because this isn't failing. This is just a screening and it's a referral. Kind of like taking a blood pressure on somebody and saying blood pressure is in a referral range. It's not a diagnosis, it's a referral. But getting the forms signed ahead of time by the agency that they may require and then getting them back to them.
And it's also important to follow up on those referrals. Most of the time we have the agency administrators, school nurses, or executive directors of a daycare center or someone like that follow up with the parents to offer them a list of doctors who will see the patients. If there's a financial issue, they can refer them to Lions Clubs, local Lions Clubs, to help with the funding and so on. But it's really important to follow up to be sure that the kids who are referred actually get the care that they need. One of the other things we like to do is be sure that we report to a database. And this confuses a lot of Lions. It's really not that hard. I made up a little sheet here, if you can see it. Wrong sheet.
Behind you, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. I made up a little sheet here. And what I really just simply have is ages on this side. And we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and above. It's all the same referral criteria. And then I just have little tick marks. And the tick marks over here are all the students we screen. And the tick marks over here are those that are referred. At the end of the day, you add them up and put them in the database. That way, we're not violating any personal information or anything like that. We're keeping good track of what we do. It's really pretty straightforward.
So thank you today for being part of this. I'm sure there will be other questions that you come up with. And if you do have some questions for us, you can contact us directly at the email address of service, SERVICE, at lions.usa.org. That's LIONSUSA.org. Service at lions.usa.org. We look forward to any questions you may have, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you.
Just a couple more things as we wrap up here. These are expensive pieces of equipment, and we really want to be sure that we protect them. So we do strongly recommend that you wear a strap, a neck strap, or a wrist strap, so that in case something happens and the unit does drop, you're protecting your equipment and it's not going to smash on the floor. When you're doing your reporting, we also want to be sure that you report the event on the Lions portal. And in the name of your event, please put hashtag LUV, Lions United Vision Week. We can search for that, and that way we will know all of the Lions who participated in this very, very important week. Gary?
Again, if you need any more information, please contact us at service@lions.usa.org. Service, SERVICE, at lions.usa.org, and we can send you more information, more details, anything you need. Thank you.
Have a great day. Well, thank you. That was a really good video. Thank you, Gary, for participating in that. And I think the Lions, many of the Lions on the call today have already been doing a lot of vision screening, but there are some people who are new, and that would give them a good overview on how to do screening. I should say that all the information, the videos and any links we talk about, any forms we talk about tonight, will be emailed to you after the end of this presentation, after the end of this meeting. And it will also be available on our website, and you can always contact us at the address that Gary gave you before. So there are some general steps for participating in the Love Week Vision Screening event that we'd like you to follow. First off, we'd like you to notify us. Notify Lions USA of the event being planned. There's a Google form that will be put in the chat that you can download and fill out on the link and send it in. And that will tell us who you are and where you are and what kind of event, when you're going to do your event. It'll give us all that information. One caution I'd like to point out is, please, when you fill that form out, there's a little slider at the bottom of the form that asks if you want to have your answers emailed back to you. Please say yes to that, because what that will do is it'll send you a link that will allow you to modify that form if you ever have a need to. So for instance, if you're doing a screening, say on a Tuesday that week, and you fill it out with the details, and then the next day you do more, you can go back and modify that and add whatever other information that you want to add. The second thing that we ask you to do is really prepare your equipment. Some of your clubs have their own equipment and you use it all the time, and that's great. Some of the clubs, however, have to borrow equipment because it's a shared piece of equipment throughout the district. So be sure that you reserve that, and be sure that the batteries are charged, be sure that the printer is ready, be sure that all those things work before you go to the event. You also want to prepare the public for the event. communicate multiple times. And whenever you communicate, use a hashtag LUV site, capital L, capital U, capital V, capital SIGHT. When you send out communications, especially electronically, again, that'll allow everyone to be able to have access to that instantly when they search. You also want to prepare your lanes for the event. Familiarize them, especially if they've not done screenings before, with the equipment, with the procedures, that someone's going to use the camera, someone is going to help guide the children, someone's going to do the recording of the results and communicating with the school nurse and so on. The only thing I do have to say is be careful about patient privacy. Try not to use any personally identifiable information other than a conversation between you and the school nurse or the school teacher. Communicate your event to the Lions in the district, your club, your whole area. And again, use that hashtag LUV site, because that'll allow everyone to be on the same page all the time. Prepare the media in your area for the event. Send out notices to them. Call them up. Tell them that what's going on. It would really be great to have some pre-publicity before your event, and that'll also make it a lot easier for you to publicize your event afterwards and get as much traction in letting the public know the impactful project that you are doing in helping so many people in your town. When you actually do the event, try to take some pictures so we can record it. Now, when you take pictures, unless you have model releases, you really want to be sure that you take the pictures with the back of the child's head, and you're taking a picture of the screener is okay because they're part of your team and they've given you permission to take their picture. But try not to take any pictures with children's faces unless, of course, you have releases. And when you're taking the pictures, smile a lot. Really look like you're having fun. Sometimes people pose for pictures and they get a little too stiff. Try to relax and have some fun. Communicate your event to the public after it's done with those pictures. Again, using the hashtag #LoveSite. The public needs to know what we're doing. The public needs to know that your club is having a huge impact on the lives of kids in your community. And then finally, report the event to the LCI portal. And again, use the hashtag #love as a part of the name of your event. So if you name the event the Corning Severn School, add hashtag #love after that, so we can search that and it'll all come up to us without any trouble, and we'll know which of the clubs did projects for the Love Week. And again, if you have any pictures, send them to us by email, and we'll be sure that we get as much publicity as we possibly can. So I think we have some questions and answers at this point. I saw some questions come up in the chat. Ryan Gary, I believe you're going to be doing the handling of that.
Yes, thank you, Ed, for that. And we do have a few questions. One of them is why hold this event in a 1 week's time period? And we're doing it to get all to be on the same page for 1 week for national visibility. That if we can do that, we can have publicity out ahead of time. They can see us out there, whether we have our Lions vest, our Lions shirt, our Lion logo everywhere. Imagine seeing that if there's 25 screenings done in every state, out of 50 states in the country, all in the same week. What an impact that can make.
Julie, can I add in a little thing on that, Gary?
Sure.
In fact, I mean, that's one of the key points of what we're trying to get done here. So we're hoping that by doing this as with a concerted effort simultaneously everywhere, and if we do it in a formalized manner, utilizing the same kind of hashtag, utilizing the same kind of advertising across the board, that we may just get picked up by national news. If something's happening everywhere across the entire United States and our affiliates, that is newsworthy. And the amount of good that we can do in that amount of time is significant. And last but not least, first of all, I'd like to really thank those of you who are already very well engaged in screenings on a fixed schedule. we recognize that this is an extra that we're asking of all of the Lions across the United States and affiliates. But we really think that this can have significant impact in not only the number of additional people that we're going to reach, because there are some who are not caught in the schools setting. But in addition to that, we're really going to have an opportunity here to be picked up and seen across our entire country, and into the daily news would be a significant change for the Lions in general, rather than regional pickup. And if we are successful at this, great. If we're not successful at it on this first one, or if we don't quite get to the point that we have mass publicity, perhaps we'll get picked up for the second event that we will be having in the spring. So that was the additional information I wanted to give on that.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thanks, Gary.
And I've got a question for you, Ed, to answer. If we don't have any equipment, how can we participate? Can we just use paper charts and do acuities?
Thank you, Gary. Yes, you can do paper charts. They're a lot harder to do accurate visual acuity, though. The charts have to be of really good quality. The distance has to be just right. You have to really have a child that doesn't squint and be sure they don't peek around the little occluder that you put in front of their eye. And then there are some things that paper charts don't catch. So yes, you can do paper charts, but we prefer the devices. So my advice would be that if your club doesn't have a device, contact your district governor and ask the district governor what clubs in your district have devices that you may be able to borrow. And we have a couple of weeks yet before the event. So if you're faced with that situation and you contact your governor now, I'm sure that you'll be able to find a device someplace that you'll be able to loan, and someone in that club will be able to either help you with the project directly or teach you how to use the device yourself.
Great. And realistically, in the next 5 weeks, if you don't have devices, we're not going to be able to get devices to you. I mean, purchased and go through that process. But if you have the opportunity to work with somebody else that has them, then you'll have that experience, and then we can start the process of going for grants and doing that to get your own for your club or your district. So this is just the first step, and for those that have the desire and want to be involved, but they might not have the tools or haven't done it yet, let's work with somebody who's done it and maybe expand the size of the screening that you're doing because you've got more Lion volunteers.
I should emphasize about chart screening. I'm sorry to add another thing on here, though. Some states, if you're going to do chart screening, some states require you to have a professional license to do chart screening, where they do not require you to have a professional license to do device screening.
Another question right up your alley, Ed. Should we do children and adults in this week?
The general answer is that we want to concentrate on children, preferably between age 1 to age 6, because that's the highest risk for the development of a condition called amblyopia. And if it's not treated by age 6, the chances of successful treatment drop off. We do recommend that Lions can screen up through grade 12, as long as the schools agree to that. We don't like screening adults with these devices because the devices test basically for the need for glasses. We call it refractive error, nearsighted, farsighted, astigmatism. The devices do not check for glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, or any of the other eye diseases that Gary, you and I see every day in our office. We don't test for them. So the risk of using the devices in an adult is that an adult may pass the screening and not necessarily need glasses, but have an undetected medical condition. And if you tell them they passed the screening, no matter how many disclaimers you have them sign that it's just a screening, not a full eye exam, they may postpone professional care, and then they may have a condition that actually gets worse because they postponed that care.
Great. We have another comment that says all the daycare, the preschool, and schools in the community already did their own vision screening in the fall. And they said there still may be other areas, but if you don't have the opportunity to do a vision screening, you can do a vision event like eyeglass recycling. Okay, and that's a entry from Joyce, and thank you for that, Joyce. But that is great. It's still vision related. Do eyeglass recycling. We're out there. We're doing something related. People ask what's happens to the glasses when you collect them. So let's do that and promote it. It doesn't have to be just the eye screening for the kids. One other comment, the question on marketing. Sorry. Are we going to get any help with the marketing? And I think Daniel.
There's a marketing kit coming.
So everybody that is on this call, that we have your email address for, is going to be emailed a marketing kit, and actually a kit with that we call the vision screening kit. So the links, the information for the form, the Google form to register the activity that you're going to do, all the directions that we've talked about today will be in that kit, and a marketing kit, which can be catered to your own club, can be catered to your district, to your town. It's amazing what has been done with AI through Daniel Elkins and his team, our marketing team, and you can do it. We've got the site where you can go in and step in. You know, if I can do it, you can do it, and I can do it. So that will be all sent to you. Do we have any more? Oh, I have a lot more. Sorry.
Great to see there's so much enthusiasm about doing this, though, overall.
And this is a short notice to do this.
It surely
We understand that. So we're just looking at trying to have this event in January, especially Melvin Jones' birthday week, because there's not a lot of other things going on in the communities. We will be having another service event in the spring, which will be catered around electronic recycling of the electronics that are sitting in your closet and garage or your trunk. But that'll be coming after this one. So any other?
Gary, sir?
Yes.
While you're looking for the last couple of questions, let me play the service committee's announcement video that kicked off everything, to put it as the call to action to sort of tie this together, because you guys put a great video together. Let's just share that very quickly.
Calling all Lions across the United States and its affiliates. A new and exciting movement is here, Lions
Hold
USA.
on 1 second.
And we're inviting you to an information meeting to learn how you can be.
Helps if you share the right one.
Calling all Lions across the United States and its affiliates. A new and exciting movement is here, Lions USA. And we're inviting you to an information meeting to learn how you can be part of inspiring Lionism in the United States.
Lion USA is a grassroots initiative built by Lions for Lions. It's a movement where every member has a role in creating a brighter future, expanding service, and growing our organization across every club, district, and multiple districts in the United States and its affiliates.
Join us on Wednesday, December 4th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for an informational meeting about Lions USA. This is your chance to hear about the movement, its goals, and our plans for the future.
At this meeting, we'll introduce Lions USA's first project, Lions United Vision Week. This exciting initiative will honor the 100th anniversary of Helen Keller's iconic speech to Lions and will commemorate Melvin Jones' birthday with a nationwide eye screening campaign.
We'll discuss how you can get involved, share your ideas, and help make this inaugural project a great success. Whether you're a seasoned Lion or a new member, Lions USA is about building a supportive network to drive positive change together.
This is your opportunity to be part of something truly transformative. Together, we can strengthen Lionism, grow our impact, and ensure the next 100 years of service are even more inspiring than the last.
So please mark your calendar for Wednesday, December 4th, and use the attached link to register for this important meeting. Let's come together to discuss the future of Lionism and how Lions USA will lead the way.
Lions USA, inspiring and engaging Lionism in the United States of America and its affiliates, one lion, one club, and one community at a time.
Thank you, Daniel, for playing that. And looking at a few more comments that were made, we will be looking at doing other activities in the future. This is just the beginning. So you talk about hunger. We want to address that. There's other vision activities. Dr. Bob mentioned reading between the lines, and that's great to do. It's a screening related to vision. And if you're set up to do that, we want that done in that week, and we want to know about it. So if you do get some questions and you have some comments, you've got the email address to send it to, and believe me, we will respond. So any more you have to add, Joyce or Ed or Daniel?
I'd like to add something just a bit about the short notice. And yes, Gary, you did a good job of emphasizing that we understand this is short notice. It's a holiday season. The schools are not meeting very shortly. They'll be breaking for their Christmas and holiday break. So it makes it a little more difficult. But one of the things I used to say when I was in practice before I retired to my nurse, we have one of those days where the schedule was overwhelmed and emergencies were coming in and the waiting room was backing up, and we'd just be overwhelmed. And I would say to my nurse, you know what, if it were easy, they wouldn't need us. And we are Lions. We are used to meeting challenges. And I know that the Lions of the USA can do this. Thank you.
You got it, Ed, 100%. You know, we knew we were kicking this off fast. We knew that the whole event and the whole process, the initiative of Lions USA, but inactivity is not a good thing. And so when people hear something announced, they want to see it get started. They want to see something happen, and they want to know, how can I contribute? How can I do something? And this is how you can do it. And so we're just trying to put our money where our mouth is. What was really demonstrated right here with the questions and answers of what's gone on in the chat, you are exactly embracing what Lions USA is all about. This sharing of ideas is exactly what we're striving for. This is just a first foray into what it is that we are doing. I see a question, are we to use Lions USA or KidSite? I'm not sure on what that question is relating to, perhaps Gary or Ed. They might mean about reporting. If it's about reporting, then I would say that you need to do your reporting. If you're part of Lions USA and you're part of KidSite, you need to be doing your reporting through the LCI portal for service, and then doing your regular KidSite reporting that you ordinarily do under those auspices. But really, we've really just very much demonstrated what Lions USA is all about. Just this whole chat line that's going on with people popping up with new ideas of things that we can do. That is what the service portion of this committee is all about. And we welcome that. We're glad you're embracing it. And we look forward to the next thing that you're going to do along with us.
In relation to that last comment or question,
yes.
KidSite Lions USA, again, this is Lions USA activities, and we're using KidSite, but there's also other states that have the same programs with different names. Okay.
Yes.
We're celebrating all of that. We're using all of it because it's what US Lions do. And everything that we do in Lions USA is to support the programs already going on in LCI. Okay. We're supporting membership. We're not doing our own membership thing. We're supporting them. We're supporting leadership. We're supporting the GAT teams. There was a question too on who was invited to this event. We sent out over almost 3,000 emails inviting people to this event. So it went to GAT leaders. It went to all the screeners that are listed with KidSite. It went to council chairs. And so but it went out not a long time ago, so it filtered down pretty well. Hopefully, the next event we have like this, we'll have 5 times the amount on this Zoom. So if you want to pass this information along, we'd love to have you do that, because everybody who is a Lion in the United States and our affiliates are a member of Lions USA. And we're just trying to promote the association, but we're trying to do it with our uniqueness because we're the founders and we've been around the longest. So we don't want to be Sears anymore. We want to be Amazon.
You knew you were going to get that in there.
I had to get it in, sorry, but this will be recorded, so it'll be available for everybody and to pass it along. Again, you will get all the documents sent.
We would love it if people passed it on. That is exactly what we're looking for. We want you to challenge one another, challenge the other Lions that you know in other states and other districts. Hey, what are you doing for Love Week? Are you doing a project? This is what we want. We want some friendly competition going on all across Lions, all across the Constitutional Area 1. So let's get it going. I know we can.
You see the post of Daniel has on there for Facebook, Lions USA Facebook. Go to that, be a member, share it. Let's make it explode.
Yeah, we are ready. We're poised. We're ready for the attack. This is it.
And I see Daniel put the email back up again in the chat in case people missed it before. If anyone has any questions about the process of how to go about doing things or anything, please email us at that address and we will answer you directly.
Daniel, would you mind? I know we're going to mail it out after the fact, but in case anyone wants to jump on it, could you please put the link back up again to the form for participating? And you can fill out that form that you're even just thinking about participating and in creating a project for that week. We really want to know about it, because the more information that we can get back from you, the quicker we can potentially get at areas and places to promote this nationwide service that's going to be going on. So even if you're just thinking about it.
Also for PR, Daniel has created Lions Virtual along with his team. If you go to lionsvirtual.org, you will see where they have 2 different buttons that you can push for ChatGPT to create your own, and just go to it and play with it. It's amazing. There's no mistakes, and it's free.
Created by Lions in the USA for Lions in the USA. Actually, for Lions all over the place, but.
Thanks all for taking your time to be here tonight. Look forward to being able to give you reports about what's going on. We'll see a few of you this weekend.
Yay. Let's hear a Lions roar.
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 Thank you all. It's been a great meeting. Thanks
Thank
for all
you.
your questions. We'll see you behind the next camera.
Mm-hmm.